This is for Boomer Esiason. This is not the first time you've had to come to the State House to
That's right. I
fight
was
this.
here 2003, kind of the same issue, the same reason. Back then, kind of the same reception from the State House, and I was very happy to hear that we hadn't had to deal with this until this year. But I understand what's going on out there in the world. I also understand the need to support families like the Hoffmans. These are working class families that need our help, and these two beautiful young women are unfortunately unintended victims, innocent victims, I should say. This isn't because of some lifestyle that they've chosen. This is actually born with the disease. And just so you understand, cystic fibrosis is the lungs and the pancreas, and men are most likely sterile. They have to fight bacterial infections every single day. The disease never takes a day off. As a matter of fact, it only continues to get worse as their life moves on. And when Gunnar was diagnosed in '93, the median age was about 19. It is now over 40. The double lung transplants are better and more effective than ever, and will continue to get better. And there are companies in this space that have invested billions of dollars trying to eradicate this disease. And I know that one of the, I don't want to say which one, is on one of those drugs right now, and it's working. And it's important that she stays on that drug and stays consistent with her care. And the financial stress that goes into this for the families is enormous. And one thing we want to do is keep families together, and we want to make sure that we take that financial stress away from them as best we can.
Are you confident you're not going to have to come back in 2 years?
I like coming back here. I actually had a lot of memories. And the speaker's from Wilmington, I mean, that's a great town, right, of course, but I hope I don't have to come back here, because the reason that we do this is because we want to make sure that we have compassion, and we have compassion for the people who certainly really deserve it. And like I said, the innocent victims of a disease like cystic fibrosis are those people that we should be supporting.
Mr. Speaker, the governor seems to have a different philosophy about whether or not the Department of Health should be in the business of delivering health services. And yet these families say not only are these services vital to them, but the budget was cut for BCMH over the last few years, and if the funding hadn't been cut, it wouldn't look like it was operating in the red, that it's a pretty efficient system. Have you looked at how you think it operates, and whether or not you believe the Department of Health should be in the business of delivering services?
Yeah, that's a great question. We, of course, are looking into that now and taking that into account. But what I think Chairman Romanchuk is saying is correct. We're going to study and continue to look at that outside the scope of the budget. Because here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to interrupt what's going on over here to make sure that their care, that David doesn't have to sit there and worry with his wife about what's the next step on trying to move forward while we're trying to get our act together to figure out what those holes are and what we need to do to make things more effective and efficient. So we're going to continue to do that, and I'll let either the chairman follow up. But this is about, make no mistake, it's about making sure Andrea and Allison has the ability to keep chasing their dreams. And I think one of the most amazing things is to listen and talk, to hear, what they're doing and where they're going. And I'm sure that they both have so many things that they keep wanting to do. They're going to keep wanting to do, because I mean, just sitting and listening to them, it's amazing. And Boomer just invited him to run a marathon. Now, if you look at me, it's going to be playing a marathon. But I mean, it's just amazing. This is what we're going to do now, is to make sure that we can continue to allow families to have that ability to have that security, while in the meantime looking outside the scope of the budget of areas that we need to make more effective, make more efficient, and make sure they're working right for the families while they don't have to worry about it.
I think I should just also point out, Mr. Speaker, that this is like the 8th state that I have visited for situations similar to this. Everybody's struggling with the understanding of how we can give people like the Hoffmans every opportunity in the world by doing the right thing. And this is really truly doing the right thing. And anytime you get 4 legislatures like we are here today, they understand now how just paramount this disease is and how expensive it is to take care of it. And what they go through every single day, from clearing out their lungs to making sure that they're digesting their food, that they're supporting their immune system, that they're staying off of steroids to help with inflammation. I mean, it's ongoing. And then unfortunately for somebody like Gunnar, there may be a day where he develops diabetes because of cystic fibrosis. So there are other related aspects of the disease that we don't even get into. So it is, it requires constant care and a diligent way of taking care of oneself. And I always say to CF patients, and I'll say this here today, that because the public is supporting you, you have to own up to your disease and take care of yourself. You owe it to the public to become a part of society and pay taxes and get a job and become somebody yourself and don't feel sorry for yourself. And I can tell you one thing, talking to these two over here, they don't feel sorry for themselves.
I don't know, what is the key concern about moving this over to Medicaid? What's the worry about what could occur that would have a negative impact on folks who rely on this?
This is a big program that serves about 40,000 individuals, and it's complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. So that move from health to Medicaid is not a small move. And in the context of the budget, it's very difficult to take the time to really study that to make sure there is no interruption in services. So it's too big a move. It affects too many people to try and do in a very short period of time while you're dealing with all the other items that are in the budget. So that's the concern. It's a big move, and it just needs to be done in a proper way, and that's why we're going to study it outside the budget.
I've been told by some people who are parents that some of the services have already been moved to Medicaid. For example, dietitians for some of the medically fragile children. The department just started moving services without the okay of the legislature. Is that a concern, and are you going to try to get control of that?
Again, that will all be part of what we look at once the budget is complete. I suspect they probably have the authority to already do that, so we'll take a look at that, and that'll be part of the examination that we give.
Could you give us an idea of how you plan to deal with the $11 million shortfall that's currently there, and in terms of funding going ahead in the next 2 years, you're going to have to increase funding?
Yeah, well, I think as Chairman Smith said, we're in a tight budget. There are going to be decisions that we can continue to make over the next few weeks, and you'll see us roll it out in the House version. But I'm not going to comment specifically on where and how we're going to do it because the ball's still moving, the sand's still shifting, and there's a lot of different changes that we are going to make. But here's what we're doing here today. We wanted to make a statement, and that is in a tight budget. This is one area which is important to us as a priority of the Ohio House of Representatives, that we're going to continue to advocate not only with the Senate but with the administration, that this is something we think, as Chairman Romanchuk just said, it's way too big of a move that affects too many families right now, and it's something outside the scope that we're willing to continue to sit and work at, as long as it won't interrupt a lot of families that need it. You know, I'm a big believer, too much is given, much is required. There's a lot of families out there that it's not their fault that Andrea and Allison has CF. But you know, you got a lot of parents out there that are worried, and they're not as blessed as Boomer is, or others, to be able to be there. So they're working 5, 6, 7 jobs trying to make ends meet so that they can make sure their kids have every opportunity afforded to them while they're doing this. And what we don't need to do is add to that. And so that's why this is a priority. This is why we're talking about this now. And there'll be a lot of other changes that occur in this budget that we're going to continue to look at. But I'm not going to get into specifics on where and how and what we're going to do to plug things at this point until we get things solidified a little more in the next few weeks. Any other questions?
Are you still going to pursue tax cuts for the revenue shortfall?
Well, I think that as we continue, like I said, we're here to talk about this, the BCMH portion of the budget. We're going to spend the next few days. I'm not going to get into specifics on how and what. We will have another press conference later on to kind of unveil the entirety of our changes of the budget as time progresses before we roll out the sub-bill here soon. But we're watching. We met with the administration today. We're extremely concerned with those shortfalls and where they're headed, and we're going to be prepared to address those as they go. Because make no mistake, the House will pass a balanced budget when it leaves this chamber, and nothing's off the table when it comes to regards of how we'll do that and what it'll look like. But in certain cases, it's not going to make sense to do tax policy changes if it goes in a backwards position for a state, or in my view, sets the state up for a bad climate to the future. We're just not going to do that. Any other questions?
You talked about the revenue, obviously income taxes for the protections.
Well, I think there's a lot of things going on, and we're and making sure that we spend some time, like I said, we spent with the administration today. And of course, there's different issues from the sales tax in to the income tax in, and we're trying to wrap our heads around those things.
Did you tell the administration you were planning to take the BCMH element out of the budget, and what was the reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, look, we gave them a heads up, we're gonna have this press conference, this is a decision that we're gonna make, and, the budget's a fluid document, it's a fluid process. Just as with revenue shortfalls and where the revenues are currently, they'll change by the time they leave the House, they'll change by the time the Senate leaves. So, they were aware, and I think the governor is very cognizant by now that he understands the budget changes after they give it to us. So, governor introduces and we dispose, they say.
Do you agree with the administration's contention that this program is not sustainable over the long run without you?
Well, I think that's why we need to take the opportunity to look at the whole scope of things and the changes that we're making. I don't think there's a question of whether there's things that can continue to be done to make things more effective and efficient. I don't know that this is the right way to do it. And so I think that that's why we're saying we need to have a serious evaluation of this, and we need to have a conversation, but we don't feel it's necessary to do it in this budget at this time, the way it's going, while it gives so many families this uncertainty, as you've heard from Mr. Hoffman and his two girls. We think that it's extremely important not to do that and shake it up at this point. And so we need that time, and we need to be able to take that opportunity to look at it, and that's always the problem with a budget cycle. So, well, thank you all very much for your time, and thank